And today, with just 13 days to go, the McCain campaign found itself dealing with an issue they most likely would have preferred not to have to deal with: Sarah Palin's wardrobe, of all things. Turns out the Republican National Committee treated Palin and her family to a pricey makeover after the governor joined the ticket. The tab was about $150,000. Her supporters say, so what? Her critics say it's inappropriate. CNN's Joe Johns is keeping them honest.
It's the kind of story you don't want when you're flying around the country trying to appeal to average people like hockey moms and Joe and Jane Sixpack. A she shopping spree for Governor Sarah Palin and her family. Compliments of the Republican National Committee with a whopping $150,000 price tag at fancy clothing stores, according to reports filed with the Federal Election Commission. And we're not talking about a buying binge at TJ Maxx. $75,000 spent at Neiman Marcus, widely known for high-end inventory. $49,000 spent at Saks Fifth Avenue. Macy's didn't do as well. The party only spent $9,500 there. To be fair, there was one $133 bill from The Gap. Happens all the time, right? Not necessarily, says Baran, a plugged-in Republican election law expert.
I've been in town for 35 years. I just don't remember a party organization or a campaign paying for a candidate's everyday clothing.
We asked the Democratic National Committee if they'd ever done this for their candidates. They said no. So the $150,000 question is whether this is legal. Baran says no real problem there.
Ultimately, this controversy is a greater public relations problem than a legal problem. Even if any of this is taxable, it can certainly be offset through charitable deductions.
In a statement tonight, the campaign says the clothing will go to charity after the election. It says the majority of the governor's new clothes have been bought off the rack at department stores, meaning they've not been custom made, and some bought before the convention have already been returned. So why didn't the McCain-Palin campaign pay for the clothes? Simple answer: the other person on the Republican ticket wrote the law that says thou shalt not use campaign money to buy clothing. It's called the McCain-Feingold Campaign Finance Reform Act. So the lesson here: if you've got a hockey mom running with John McCain, it's better to let the party buy the wardrobe. That way it's legal.
Joe, Sarah Palin is now facing questions about some expenses she incurred before the nomination, right?
That's right. As governor of Alaska, she billed state taxpayers more than $20,000 for the cost of taking some of her children to a bunch of events she attended. Just before she went on the ticket with McCain-Anderson, she updated some of her expense reports to try to explain what the kids were doing at those events, to say they'd been invited or they were performing duties like, say, pulling raffle tickets or whatever. But frankly, it's pretty commonplace stuff for governors to take family members to events. The other thing that's important to say is that these are questions about what she was doing with Alaska money before she was on the ticket. As a candidate for vice president, it's widely accepted the national campaigns can foot the bill for family travel.
All right, Joe Johns, thanks very much. Keeping them honest tonight. New information about Sarah Palin's health records. Will they